adventure, intrigue, mystery, romance, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Together in the sultry setting of tropical Havana and the mysterious islands of the Caribbean. Bold Venture. Now we bring you the magic names of Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall in Bold Venture and a tale of mystery and intrigue.
One thing I don't understand, Johnston.
Well, please tell me. I'll try to explain.
Why are we sitting here? It just seems to me, well, talking about this, well, Shannon's place is pretty public.
Known as reverse cloak and dagger in the trade, Mr. Shannon, as far as any of your customers are concerned, we're just sitting here eating cheesecake. It's fine cheesecake, Mr. Vaughn.
Thanks.
Now, shall we go on?
I don't think there's anything to go on about. It's just a matter of whether Sailor wants to help you or not.
Sinclair is a clever man, like all foreign agents have to be. We can't have him know that intelligence is onto him, onto what his plans are, why he's in Havana. It embarrasses me to appeal to your patriotism, Mr. Val, but whatever I have to do to convince you...
All I have to do is go to this party, show an ankle, and bare a shoulder to Mr. Sinclair. Is that it?
And convince him to drive you to this address in San Thomas. I'll meet you there.
Let me get this straight. A man suddenly disappears from the States, a man named...
Faulkner.
Faulkner. A guy loaded with secrets about nuclear physics. You think he's here in Havana and he's going to contact a foreign agent named Sinclair, right?
Right. Of course, we'd just love to pick up Faulkner and take him back, but we don't know where he is. Sinclair we do. And Mr. Val is going to bring him to us. I've gotten her name on the party's guest list.
Am I going, Slate?
That's a question. She's got a chance to wear a strapless, and she says, am I going, Slate? More cheesecake, Mr. Johnstone?
I persuaded them, Faulkner. Did you hear me? I told you... Why don't you stop playing that piano and listen to me? Thank you. I said
You said you were a persuasive man. I know that. What other possible use could you be to me?
Don't patronize me, Faulkner.
I wouldn't dare. You're a dangerous man, Johnston. I confess you frighten me.
That's rich. You carry in that bald skull of yours enough atomic knowledge to turn the world into dust, and I frighten you. You never told me, Faulkner, to whom are we going to sell the fruit of this exquisite brain of yours?
Whoever pays the most. Whoever makes the highest bid.
I'm glad you remember. Sometimes you scientists are prone to become vague, forgetful about minor things. Like money.
Not this scientist. Life in a test tube has become loathsome to me.
Jolly glad to hear it.
Now you may tell me how you persuaded the young lady.
Simply. Ever so simply. I represented myself as being from American intelligence, showed her forged credentials, appealed to her patriotism, flicked her vanity. She is lovely.
And she will bring Sinclair to us?
Mr. Val, on a proverbial platter.
And what will you do with Mr. Sinclair?
Kill him. I've never killed an intelligence man before. I wonder what it'll be like.
Like the other men you've killed?
You do?
Yes. Oh, yes, indeed. You're that girl with the fanciful name. You're Sailor Duval. I've seen you. Oh, I'm so glad you've come to my party. What would you like first, some food or a man? We have assorted quantities of both.
Well, a man would be nice. Where's the guest of honor?
Louis Sinclair? Oh, well, I do suppose it's only polite. Louis, come here, darling. I have someone here just frothing at the mouth to meet you.
Well, I would be delighted.
Louis, this is Sailor Duval. If you need any help, Louis, scream.
Hello, Miss Duval.
Hi.
Well, now. Well,
Well, what?
tell you the truth, ma'am, I don't know. I'm guest honor at this party, and folks come up and talk to me, and I've been saying, well, now, well. It's been getting me by.
You don't like parties, huh?
Well, now. Well.
Look, Mr. Sinclair, you don't have to give me the routine. Relax. I'll tell you what. You can tell me about Texas.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine, ma'am.
On the balcony.
With you, Sugarfoot? Oh, you're so pretty in that Havana moon. It can't touch a Texas moon.
The balcony, Mr. Sinclair.
Call me Louis.
You're a real devil. Rootin' tootin'. Look at it. Havana.
You ever been in Houston?
No, but I've dreamed about it.
Sweetest dream a fella can have. Where you from, Miss Duval?
Tennessee.
What you doing in Havana?
There was a man in Tennessee. That's why I'm in Havana.
Texas man wouldn't let you go.
He didn't let me go. He followed me to Cuba. Bob's like that. The whole Faulkner family is like that.
Who?
Bob. Robert Faulkner.
Tall man, grin at the temples, little scar on his cheek, one of them brainy guys. Worked in a government science project, didn't he?
That's right. You know him?
Oh, do I know Bob Faulkner? Bobby used to spend summertime on my ranch. What you know, Faulkner here in Cuba?
Would you like to see him?
Oh, the sooner the finer.
Well, he's got a little place in San Thomas. It's about 20 miles down the coast.
We can get there in 15 minutes, depending on the traffic. Bob Faulkner in Cuba. You know what I'm going to do about you, Miss Duval? Well, I'm going to write to the boys back home about you, Miss Duval. They won't never believe I met up with a gal like you, even if I take a paralyzed oath on a cistern full of hymn books. Why, when I tell them how you... Oh, isn't this the address you showed me on a slip of paper, Miss Duval?
Uh-huh. Your arm, Louis?
Oh, the boys just won't never believe it, that's all. I'll knock on the door.
Yes, sweet.
You're sure Faulkner lives here?
If he doesn't, I'll let you beat me at Lotto.
Oh, Miss Duval. I see you've accomplished your mission. You have brought us our quarry.
The corn pone is all yours, Mr. Johnstone.
Corn pone. That's rich, very rich. Come in, Miss Duval. Mr. Sinclair.
Where's Faulkner?
You want him, don't you, Mr. Sinclair? You've been stepping on his shadow ever since he ran away from Tennessee, and now you think you found him.
Your errand girl told me he'd be here. Get him.
Hey, Louis, you're shedding your hayseed. You know, I like you better this way.
You're a lovely woman, Miss Duval. That is, you would be lovely if all this weren't so sick-making.
Hey, he can't talk to me like that, can he? Can he, Mr. Johnstone?
No, of course not.
You...
Don't try, Mr. Sinclair. Just give in to it. Now our Mr. Sinclair will never talk that way to another woman.
You killed him. Cold blood.
Mr. Sinclair was a tedious man. He wanted to arrest my Mr. Faulkner so desperately. Oh, yes, because Sinclair really was from intelligence. True blue.
And I brought him to you.
We have many rooms here, Mr. Val. Choose one suitable for weeping over him. He died a hero's death.
Miss Sailor, she go to big party, show pretty shoulder to society. The party is over, the people have fun. Where Miss Sailor is big question.
She's in San Thomas, King.
Morning's getting ready to start, Mr. Slate. She can be in San Thomas and back 4 times. 5 times, maybe.
I figured it out, and it came to 6.
I was going to say 6, but I didn't want to worry you.
Thanks.
You worry about Miss Sailor all the time, don't you, Mr. Slate?
Just when she's supposed to be home and she's not. Maybe I ought to go get her. What time is it, King?
5, a few minutes before.
Coast train leaves at 1:15.
I think you ought to get Miss Sailor, Mr. Slate.
Now, don't worry about it. I'll bring her back to you.
Con permiso, senor. You will not mind that I sit next to you, eh?
Not at all, Chico. Sit down.
Gracias, muchas gracias. I could see by your face that you are a very simpatico fellow.
Thanks.
Oh, that Havana. I think Jose Clemente outdid himself in Havana. Jose Clemente is me.
Slate Shannon. Had a big time, huh, Jose?
Oh, in certain places in Havana, they will remember my name. I carved my initials on the walls.
They'll never forget you.
Don't be too sure, senor. In Havana, the profession is to forget. A man, his name, the days of yesterday. Help me, senor.
What's the matter? You feel sick?
An ugly pain chases itself inside me, around and about. Please, I need atmosphere. Lots of fresh atmosphere.
Come on. We'll go out on the observation platform.
My paper bag. Where's my paper bag? All of Jose's in this bag.
Here it is. I've got it. Come on.
Oh, gracias, senor. I told you, you are very simpatico.
Right out this door. You'll be all right. Here we are. Take a deep breath, Jose. You'll feel better.
Give me my paper bag, please, senor. In it I have pills to heal the sickness of going away from Havana.
Here you are.
Gracias. Little pink pills and this. It surprises you, Senor Shannon, that in this paper bag Jose Clemente carries a gun?
It does. Especially when you point it at a simpatico fellow like me.
And this is a remarkable little gun, Senor Shannon. So little and still big enough to make you fall from this train. You never get to San Thomas. I will shed tears and say you were drunk. But you and I will know that the little gun did it.
Might not be that easy.
It will, senor. If you do not fall, I will make a hole in your simpatico face and then throw you over. You have a choice, senor.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. Now, why didn't you want me to get to San Tomas, Jose? But you can't tell me, can you?
Back to Bold Venture. Our stars Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, and the second act of our story.
Mr. Slate, he gone to San Thomas to look for Lady Sailor by train first class. On train he meet a little man with gun who try to keep him from his destination. Little man, he don't know, he don't succeed. Find his body by track in railroad weed. Little man...
All right, King, I got the message.
I thought to take your mind off your troubles, Mr. Slate.
You're kidding. What troubles have I got? A little punk tries to throw me off a train. We get into a fight and he falls off. Cops ask me why I did a thing like that. I tell them why. For 3 hours I tell them why. They don't believe me. What troubles, huh?
The big trouble of not finding Lady Sailor where you thought her to be.
Yeah. You came up with one.
These others, the police, the little man, they do not make so much hurt as the absence of Lady Sailor, do they, Mr. Slate?
You won't sing me a song about it, huh, King?
Well, if it's not your wish, Mr. Slate.
Thanks.
You promised to bring her back to us.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? I don't get it, King. I go to that address in San Tomas, there's no one there, just an alley cat and some hysterical chickens. I couldn't even find them a rooster.
You told the police of the man from intelligence? The man...